Welcome to the Grow Your Business and Grow Your Wealth podcast with Gary Heldt. Gary is an expert in helping business owners put together a plan that will provide a better future for their businesses, themselves, and their families. On the podcast, Gary interviews other professionals who share his vision, and together they share secrets and strategies any business owner can use to build a better financial foundation for your business and your life.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. This week, my guest is Maureen Edwards, and she is the founder and CEO of Ingennicom. Welcome back, Maureen.
Thanks, Gary. I am so excited to be back for the second time. Love it.
So, last time we had you on, we were talking about 8 simple steps, which is kind of your passion project, and then now we're back to talk about Ingennicom, which is kind of your beast, your money maker here. Tell us some about your company.
Yeah, I guess that's my real job, right? Yeah. So Ingennicom is my agency that I've had for 12 years. It's end-to-end solutions in marketing, branding, communications, and business strategy. I guess you could say that's the one where we work with much larger organizations, bigger clients, and the one that really brings in the money that can secure, my team and big stuff, and allows me to work with the passion projects like 8 Simple Steps, which is where I work with the smaller business owners to help them start their business in the right way to be successful, or if they're struggling, to do a turnaround strategy. And they're the ones that I, really just love to work in the trenches with. So I've always had to balance both of those. And that's not always easy, but you always find time to do something you love. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that are new with Ingennicom that have had me make a few adjustments.
So tell us a little bit more about that, because Ingennicom helps. I'm going to say the larger small to medium and larger business, really scale. And how are you guys doing that?
Well, one of the things that we've always been very proud of with Ingennicom, having to build, 6 companies from scratch and having that entrepreneurial background, that real business background. We're not just about, marketing. We're not just about campaigns, but we're really about opportunity gap analysis and really seeing what is the future bringing, where are businesses going, what's changing out in the marketplace. And it's up to us as your business strategist, as your partner, to say, things are changing out there and we need to change with it. And one of the things that's huge out there and is going to really change everybody is what I call the 4th industrial revolution, and that's AI. And it's moving so quickly that I feel like every day there's something new that I have to keep up with. It's almost impossible. And we owe it to our clients to be on the forefront of that. And it was about 1.5 years that I said to my clients that this is fast, it's furious. We need to start preparing you for all of our sustainability, right? And we need to start implementing this. We need to start educating. And it's our responsibility to do that for you. And so with that, we have added a whole new division to Ingennicom, which is AI Empowerment Solutions. And it has grown tremendously. We just officially launched it in June of this year after about 18 months of working out what are the right programs? What do those programs look like? What do people need? Do we fulfill government programs, veterans programs, companies, small businesses? Where do we go with that? And we've figured out the nitty-gritty of what the customers need, but it took a little bit of time. So now we're on our way.
Now, lots of times, again, talking about AI, and you and I have had conversations about this, quite a bit. So many people are thinking, oh, AI is going to replace me. Talk about that. I mean, we've had some good conversations about it, but tell our listeners what your feelings are about AI.
All right, so I'm here to tell everybody, if you think it's going to replace you, this is not Terminator. The machines are not taking over. If you are having fear or hesitancy, or you're just kind of nervous about this whole thing and it's holding you back from even just investigating it, I want you to put all of that aside, because this is super exciting and it completely can turn around how your business operates, the amount of revenue it can drive, the profitability, making your life so much easier. And it's simpler than even mastering social media. In fact, it'll make your social media skyrocket. So it is not taking over. Look at it as your assistant, your collaborator, your friend side by side with you. It does not take over your business, because if you turn it over to the robot, you've lost control. You've
Right.
lost control of your brand, your authenticity, your human-like, and your customers and everybody else will know it. And then you're really kind of out of business. And as a corporation, you've lost your true essence and your true mission, and your employees too, because your culture isn't going to be the same. So don't ever turn your power over to what we call the robot, right? You empower yourself to control it. So it's all about understanding how to control it and use it to your benefit. So it's not taking over. You're taking over it as a tool that what I call will future-proof your career, your income, and your long-term sustainability with your business, your company, your nonprofit, and your goal achievement.
Right. So tell us some about the the workshops that you do in helping not just businesses but individuals, and you talked about that a little bit with kind of getting their skill level back up and stuff, because you have found in a lot of the things that you do that there are a lot of people that feel that they're unemployable because of not
Yeah.
having this knowledge, and how you guys help them.
Well, about 70% of corporations out there are not able to find top talent with AI skills. I mean, that's just the way it is. And with AI so important and becoming more important every day, they're finding that literally people can't even spell ChatGPT. I mean, that may
Right.
sound harsh, but they are like, what is happening? Can somebody come in here and at least just have basic skills? So people who are trying to enter into the workforce, especially those we're finding over 45, even 50, 55, they've been displaced. And unfortunately, ageism is an epidemic. It's insidious. We all know it's a reality out there. Nobody wants to even discuss it, but everybody is discussing it because they're experiencing it. What we're finding is that you can reskill and give yourself a competitive edge by going ahead and learning how to navigate through AI, reskill and accelerate your skills to really understand AI better than somebody else who would be interviewing for a job much younger than you, and really demonstrate to an employer in an interview, in which you will get an interview when you can demonstrate that you've gone through a program, something like what we do, which is all about reskilling and upskilling and building a portfolio and demonstrating to them that you can hit the ground running in a specific field of your choice. And it gives you that competitive edge to get that interview, to sit down and intelligently demonstrate your education, your knowledge, and your implementation of AI. And what we're seeing is that veterans, we're training them. We're training people who need to get back into the workforce, in workforce development. We're leveling up skills for people who want promotions and feel like they're stuck within their corporation. So there's just a variety of ways to, what I call, like I said, future-proof your career, future-proof that income, make yourself invaluable, right? That's what AI can do for you. And so we have programs specifically for that we can work with the government and government contracts and veteran organizations specifically for that.
Now, but besides not using it, what are some of the big mistakes that people are making when it comes to AI?
Well, I think when they actually do use it, I think they just kind of dabble in it. They don't understand the wide range of what AI can do. I think they just get on there and they think it's just Chat GPT. And I'm here to tell you it is so much more. In fact, Chat GPT isn't even my favorite. I'm going to give you all a secret. Gemini is amazing. In fact, Gemini, if you go ahead and practice on that, and I will tell you, Gary, the last workshop that I did, I had them do a comparison between ChatGPT and Gemini, and not one person ever went back to ChatGPT. They were blown away. Not one, because I had them implement one thing in ChatGPT and one in Gemini, the same exact thing with the same exact prompt, and they built an entire brochure with images and links and hashtags and everything that Gemini gave, and ChatGPT gave none of it. So my suggestion is to go ahead and dabble a little bit more outside of that comfort zone with just ChatGPT, which is what the buzz is. That's all everybody talks about.
Right.
There are also image creators. There are audio and voiceovers. There are video opportunities. So if you're a business owner with, needs for marketing, it isn't just one dimensional. There are multiple things for you to just go in and play with. You don't have to be committed to anything. They give you free trials. You don't even have to pay for them. See how you like it. So just know that there are just so many tools out there.
Now, you talk about that there's free trials and stuff, and I know that, some of the chat GPT, some of it's free, some of it you pay for. Kind of what's when somebody's trying to, decide, obviously you're saying, hey, just at least try, get on it. But when they're looking at this and saying, okay, I'm kind of ready now to move away from the free version because I want more, kind of what should they be looking for? Obviously, Gemini is a great secret, that you just gave us. But I mean, what are some of the things that we should be looking at if we're deciding, hey, we want to go more to a paid version?
Well, what are your goals? What do you really need that the free version isn't giving you? All right. So for me right now, with all the AI stuff I have to do, I am still using the free version of Gemini because it fits so many of my needs, and it fits all the client work that I have to do as well. Now, I will tell you, I have things that I will be moving to the free version because I have a lot of video and audio projects that are coming up that I will need, as well as more in-depth analytics that I will have to upload Excel spreadsheets in order to get code projects that you cannot do that right now. So it's going to be, how is your business evolving? How is it, developing? And how is your comfort level going? If you really feel like you have kind of mastered and your skills are really strong on what Gemini has offered you in the free version, and you go, you know what, I'm ready, then that comfort level will come true, and you will feel good about that. But it's all about your goals. It's all about how your business is evolving, and it's about how your skill set has evolved.
Right. We talked earlier, today too, about when you're working with people in the workshops and stuff, even the stuff on your passion side and 8 Simple Steps, you guys really take the time to make this for the individual and not just kind of a broad stroke for everybody. Can you talk about a little bit about how you make sure that it's a right fit and it's unique for each person?
Yeah, so when we do the programs, it's not a one size fits all. The first thing is we don't work in theory. I think that's very important. It's great to give you the why you need AI, like what's going on in the world, why is this going to be turning our lives upside down for the better, right? What it is. It's very important to know what AI is. But for us, we work on the how. Nothing is great unless you know specifically how to implement it. But not everybody implements the same, right? Not
Right.
everybody's at the same skill level. So we're very cognizant of that. But not everybody's in the same industry. Not everybody's business is the same. So when you come into the workshop, we give you the basic idea of how to come up with the right prompts and the right framework, because that is how you control the robot that is customized to you with your own tone, with your own brand authority, with your own voice. But you put in your own industry, your own keywords, what is your own features and benefits to your product. So as we're going along, what is right for one person and is their business, they will go on and put their own industry and specifics in with the prompt. And the person next to them in a completely different industry will go ahead and put their information in. So nobody is putting up any generic information. They're following the process of the prompts, but they're putting in their own specific information. So when everything auto-populates with the robot, okay, it's catered and tailored to their business, their industry, their corporation. And so they walk out with a portfolio geared to them that they could immediately, if we're building a social media calendar, 30 days, they'll have 30 days of social media posts that they could immediately go right to their Facebook page, copy and paste it and start doing it right there. Whereas
Wow.
if it was generic,
Right.
that doesn't help anybody, right? Yeah.
Right. So want to get personal with you for a little while here. So
Oh, no.
let's talk about your passion project, because I know that over the years I've talked to many different business owners, and many of them say that they have these passion projects, but they've never been able to get to them. They've never been able to accomplish them. And you've done that, and I know that we've talked many times, and you've had to find a way to make the balance work, and you've had to redo some things and stuff like that to make this work. Tell us more about it.
Well, the first thing is, if you love something, you do find the time. So I prioritize my projects within Ingennicom. I pick the ones that I'm really, really passionate about there, that I really feel like I can sink my teeth in and make a huge difference with my clients. Ones that are really challenging. I've done so many different things that when I really see one that is super challenging, that's the one I will take. Right. That I think is maybe much harder for my team to take on. Right. So I'll prioritize there to free up time to go ahead and work with the smaller business owners that require me to also be in the trenches, who are the ones that give me so much satisfaction to help. But being in this AI project that is pulling my time
Right.
away and having me out in the field a lot more. We've been doing a lot more Zoom. We're in our offices. This is going to require a little bit more travel.
Right.
It's right in front of you. Implementation labs. Let's call it what it is. This is education in the classroom. So normally I would work kind of one-on-one. Not one-on-one. I have a signature program, the Value Accelerator, in which we would do a group coaching, but I would only be able to work with about 100 a year, 100 entrepreneurs, highly curated. They were specifically chosen, and then it was cut off. It was 5 at a time, 100 throughout the year, and that was it. Unfortunately, that has been pretty much close to only 25.
Right.
And that's a huge decrease. So I have 5 spots left for the final quarter. That's how much I cut it, Gary.
Right.
And then it will only be 25 for all of 2025. And that's a huge decrease. And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me. And I know that there are people who have contacted me and said, do we get on wait lists? And when your business needs to be started, like, what are you going to wait on a wait list to start a business? Probably not. If you're in a turnaround situation where your business is not doing well, what are you going to wait for somebody to come in and help you? You normally need to start much faster than that. So I have to look at options for how do I find somebody who can help them, right? Isn't that what we're here for? Is to find somebody to serve them if you cannot. And that's hard to, how do you turn somebody away? And how do you find somebody that you trust who you feel can help them?
Right.
So that's a little bit of what I'm struggling with right now.
Now, the people that are coming into this program, obviously, you know, they got a lot of legwork that they got to do before they get to you.
Yeah.
And then you're expecting a certain amount of them moving the needle forward and so forth. You know, can you talk about that process a little bit?
A couple things. One, the way they're screened, typically the people who come to me find me either word of mouth, through networking, through a lot of speaking engagements. They will see me at a speaking event, you know, approach me, and then, you know, we have a conversation. And it's really about how serious are you? Are you a dreampreneur, or are you a real entrepreneur? Is this a side hustle for an exit plan, or are you really investing in yourself? Okay. And so, you know, it's a real serious conversation. It's a 5-week program. You have homework. You know, you have to show up. It isn't, oh, I'll watch the videos, or, you know, I'll send my questions ahead of time. It doesn't work that way. They have to sign a contract that they're committed to it. You know, there's a specific criteria and a screening process. And then when they're in it, there is some real legwork that they have to do. And after 5 weeks, they graduate, if you want to call it, from the program. And then they actually, month to month, have to give me a progress report of what have you implemented? Like, have you implemented what you said you were going to do at the end of it? Because you have a business plan and you have next steps. And I'm thrilled to say, when I look at the success rate, one of the greatest successes is I have a girl that came to me. She was a Harvard professor, and her dream was to build a chocolate truffle company. And she just moved into her storefront on her 3rd anniversary in Boston, Massachusetts.
Awesome.
I mean, just like a brand story, but she was committed to leaving her job as a professor. Okay, leaving it, and she did, and was all in. That's the type of client I take. All right, that's who I take. So that's a good example of the person who is serious and committed, who is not a dreampreneur. That's who I work with.
Gotcha. So we've covered a lot of stuff, and I really enjoy talking with you all the time. And I'm sure that our listeners can hear the passion that you have for what you do. And I think that that's something that's really important. And that if anybody has never met you, as soon as they meet you, they can feel it. So what have I not asked you that you wish I had?
Oh, you can ask me, well, you know where I'm at right now, but I think you can ask me, why did I make the decision to go to the beach for 6 months? Do you even know why?
We talked about this before, but yes. Why did you, for our listeners, why did you decide to go to the beach for 6 months?
So for everybody out there, I decided to sell my house, pack up all of my stuff, and move to this literally 600 square foot beach bungalow right on the ocean in North Carolina, and kind of regroup for 6 months. Because there were a lot of things, there were a lot of reasons, but as entrepreneurs who, when we work really hard and having built all these companies and been an entrepreneur for so long, we should be enjoying the journey along the way. And I'm going to be really, really honest with everybody out there, is that there was a point where I had to question, was I enjoying the journey along the way? And I think this is really important for people out there who are doing this. And you think, oh my gosh, all these successful entrepreneurs, oh my gosh, this is the dream and the success of everything that we're working for, right? And when they saw somebody like me, they're like, oh my gosh, that's the absolute ultimate. This is what I want. But there was a time, Gary, where I just questioned it. I'm like, is this all there is? Is this what it's supposed to be?
Right.
And I really needed to regroup and say, am I still in love with this? Am I still enjoying this? Is this still, after building this agency for 12 years, after doing this passion project, is this still who I want to serve? Or do I want to retire and become an interior designer, right? And go do something else, right? And I needed to regroup and redefine that. And one of the things that has invigorated all of this is starting this AI division and seeing like this huge opportunity before me and all the different ways that I'm going to be able to serve a whole new group of people with a whole new opportunity, and to see the aha moments that I am seeing on people's face and the joy of not only learning something, but then implementing something so brand new that they would have never thought they could have ever done, but then getting results from it, like a job,
Right.
or just even an interview that they couldn't get ever in the last 3 years. All of a sudden I realized, you came, you regrouped, you redefined, and you realized that you did restore the fact that you are doing what you should be doing. But that's one of the biggest reasons why I moved to the beach. So I don't know if you knew that, but.
So, and for the listeners to know that Maureen didn't just 12 years ago decide, okay, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. She's done this time and time again, has built companies and sold companies, and has done this a couple times. So this isn't something that is just, on a whim she decided to do. This was something that she's really thought out. And I think that, what you're saying is right, in the fact that lots of times we do that when we become, business owners, we get lost sometimes in the trees, and just, get into the day-to-day so much and just kind of lose why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah. It's the why.
yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Gary. It's the why. And I want people to understand that it's natural. It's normal. If you ever felt like, is this really what I should be doing? Is this it? Or we all go through that as entrepreneurs. And I don't want anybody to think that it's not normal. Right. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up, is that even those of us who have been doing it a long time, but you're absolutely right. Go back to your why, go back to who you serve, go back to who needs what you have and how you're helping them. And I kind of felt like I really wondered if anybody ever really needed it anymore.
Well, I can tell you, we do. And I'm certainly happy that you have, found your fire again with it. And, it's something you want to continue doing, because I think you do bring a great service to a lot of people.
Thank you, Gary. And I'm so glad that we got to reconnect and
Yes.
and that you had me back.
Yes, definitely. And we'll have you back again.
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate your time, and I appreciate, everything that you've done so far. I really do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. This week, our guest was Maureen Edwards, and she's the founder and CEO of Ingennicom. And I'll see you guys next week.